This is the GBoy, a fully portable, handheld Nintendo Wii. No emulation, all real hardware. This system is a miracle and a half, with a lot of work and history behind it to make it a reality. This video is going to be a personal review of this console as someone who purchased it pre-built, with some discussion of its creation. If you'd like to see a more technical video made by someone with actual talent, you should check out GmanModz video. There is a link in the description. As I said before, this is a real, authentic Nintendo Wii, meaning compatibility is near perfection. Portabilizing home consoles like this isn't a new or taboo thing, especially for the Wii. Its motherboard can be trimmed down insanely small, and the software modding community has cracked this console into pieces time and time again. To be honest, I never thought I would own a portable Wii. It has always been a weird dream of mine since I was little, and I was dying to have a portable GameCube. I've watched many videos about these portable DIY consoles, but I know nothing about electrical hardware, and these things are expensive to have commissioned. I'm talking $1,000 or more most of the time. So how did I get this GBoy? The GBoy itself is actually a DIY kit which was sold on the BitBuilt store. BitBuilt is one of the main forum sites for hardware mods and portables like this one. You would buy this kit and build it into what you see on screen using the parts provided and your own tools. The kit was designed by G-Man, along with help from major community members such as BitBuilt's former moderator, Noah. I started looking into this community when YouTube recommended me Ginger of Mod's video on his Louis build. This led me down a rabbit hole of cool portable after cool portable. Then a thought clicked in my head. I finally made up my mind. I want one of these things. Right now. I began contacting Ginger to see if he would be willing to do a commission. He was super nice and even offered a discount with a badass Majora's Mask design. My parents agreed to let me commission a build as a Christmas gift that year. Well, that didn't go as planned. Ginger is a talented modder, but that one talent brings tons of attention. He was extremely overworked, building over a dozen WeeBoy colors, another portable design of his. I wasn't willing to wait that long, nor did I personally feel good about adding to his stress, so I started my search again. Sketchy Etsy sellers and some closed commission boxes later, I said, F it. I'm gonna order a GBoy kit and build one myself. It'll be tough, it'll be long, but with enough dedication like Shank said, I can do this. I move on over to the BitBuilt site, and the kits are no longer for sale, with no word on them coming back. Oh, and the lead moderator Noah is now retiring, and the state of BitBuilt seems shaky. What? So yeah, I was shocked and saddened to say the least. I wasn't sure what to do now. I spent nearly a whole year digging into the portabilizing scene and every window was closing. On a whim late at night, I decided to make an account on the BitBuilt site and look for answers as to why all this was happening. I joined their Discord server and dropped one simple message. Came here looking for info about the GBoy situation. I thought there was a channel for it here in the server. Has that been removed? A few minutes later, I got a DM from someone. It was Noah. He told me what was going on, and on top of that, he offered to sell me some kits he still had on hand. But that wasn't all. He sent me this image of 2 complete GBoys ready to play. My mind was blown, and my heart was climbing up my throat. We started making arrangements, and I had some fun discussing the systems. It was just so insane. After all the searching and the things that happened with this kit, Noah, one of the lead figures behind it and the entire community, DM'd a completely fresh face who only joined the Discord minutes ago, with a deal that I couldn't pass up. Hot damn. Couple weeks later, it arrived. A dark blue GBoy. Then about a week later I had to send it back because I messed up an audio wire when installing a bigger SD card. Whoops. Another week goes by, and boom, I got it back again. It came with a nice rigid case and a USB-C charger. Since then, this has been my go-to handheld system. Also, fun fact, you know that GBoy video that I suggested? That video is not only great, but it was the leading influence for me to get this specific portable. Oh, and the dark blue GBoy in that video? It's the exact same one I now own. How do I know this? If you pay close attention to his video, Noah built a dark blue GBoy as a test for the kit before they went on sale. Well, that doesn't really prove my case, but here is something that does. At the end of the video, Shank thanks his gracious Patreon supporters with wallpapers on the GBoy screens. The dark blue model shows Noah as a contributor, and the SD card that came with the GBoy I have contains the raw image files of these Patreon thank you messages. It is bonkers how this whole thing came full circle. With all the retrospective talk out of the way, let's get to the actual review. On the hardware side of things, the GBoy is almost the exact same size as an original Nintendo Game Boy. I don't have one on hand for scale, so here are some other common products to compare with. The shell is 3D printed, so it's not super premium, but it gets the job done. The screen is about 2.5 inches in size and looks great, but the LCD is exposed, so I'll need to get a protective layer added at some point. There are two very loud stereo speakers at the bottom. Above those are the DS Lite face buttons and Joy-Con analog sticks. And no, as of now there is no dreaded drifting, and I doubt that will happen with this design. The console runs on 2 lithium-ion batteries, with a battery life about 2.5 to 3 hours. On the back of the console there is a fan and shoulder buttons, which are also 3D printed. The triggers are dual tack modded, meaning they have 2 buttons in each trigger. This allows games like Mario Sunshine to play properly. At the top there is a power button and the charging port. This port can also be used for file transfers. No need to pop open the device to get the SD card out. Just plug it into your computer and you can freely drag and drop games and software as needed. At the bottom there is a headphone jack, which is pretty self-explanatory. Now for software. The system when it was delivered to me was initially running BB Loader, but that has been since turned into RV Loader. This is a custom-made user interface made specifically for portable builds like this one. It streamlines the game booting process and is fully operated by the built-in controls, so no need to get a Wiimote and sensor bar out to play a game. You can also load homebrew and emulators just like any other soft-modded Wii. The volume is controlled by a combination of buttons, so there's no standalone volume slider, which is unfortunate. GameCube games can be exited by pressing a button combo too, but not the Wii games. Those require turning the console off and then on again. Speaking of the GameCube games, those are ran through Nintendo, meaning memory cards are emulated and you can also use cheat code files. Thank God. C-stick in single player and less annoying treasure hunting stages for all. Hallelujah. Now I want to talk about what I love about the GBoy. This blocky chunk of tech and potential fire hazard is really comfortable in the hands. It stays surprisingly cool and boasts an insanely large library of games that I adore and grew up with. Since this is a soft-modded Wii, it can also play a handful of emulators. There's just so much to play, and it's all completely portable. I can also plug the console into my home Wii and basically dock it like a Nintendo Switch, where I can continue playing my games on the TV and have some multiplayer fun with friends. Wii games that do not support traditional controls or the GameCube controller can also be played using a tool called GC2 Wiimote. So games like Mario Galaxy can be played with little to no hassle. This also works when docked. From my experience, the best feeling games for the GBoy are RPGs and platformers. Sonic Adventure and Mario Sunshine feel great and fit the pick up and play nature of the handheld device. Pokemon Colosseum, XD, and Fire Emblem also fit the bill. Kirby's Air Ride City Trial is also incredibly fun for quick sessions. The Chow Garden as well is a perfect fit for a portable console. The Adventure-era Sonic games in general are some of my most played games on the GBoy. That includes getting
damn fourth Chaos Emerald
and killing those
disgusting black creatures. Get out of my sight.
What a quality game. Fighting games, however, are a mixed bag. Smash doesn't feel too good for me. If it's not a GameCube controller, then I ain't playing. Capcom fighters are also not a great fit. The fast button combos needed for these games put a lot of strain on my hands and the system's controls. Simpler games like Naruto Clash Ninja, on the other hand, are fantastic. God help you if you play Tenkaichi 3 on here, you absolute heathen. You are going to destroy the face buttons. Not everything on here is perfect. Time for some gripes, albeit minor ones. The lack of brightness control is pretty inconvenient, but damn, volume control being software baked and not hardware is a real issue. Only Wii and GameCube games let you control the volume, meaning if you're emulating a Game Boy game, for example, and you want to turn down the volume, tough luck. Gotta quit the game and start up something else to change the volume. Not all games are working perfectly either. Budokai 2, for example, doesn't display properly, both and without progressive scan. On the Wii side, Brawl and Project M are unplayable due to a control bug. It's like every button is turboed. Virtual Console is also incredibly inconsistent. Some games boot, some don't, some erase save data because fuck you. Mario RPG is still fantastic, please play it. The Zelda Collector's Edition has frequent crashes that seem to be connected to the volume controls. The D-pad is a bit wonky at times, requiring a little too much pressure to register an input. There's no sync button, meaning you can't connect external controllers without popping open the system. The battery life indicator isn't super clear on what percentage of battery you have left. One day it just blinked twice and then died right after, but other times it will blink for much longer, or just turn red before dying. Managing save data is also basically impossible, since the Wii menu can't be navigated by normal means with RV Loader. On the topic of save data, some games cannot be saved to the SD card, meaning that those games when docked will not carry over your progress. A vast majority of these criticisms that I mentioned are things that can and will be fixed over time with software updates. Hell, at the time of writing this, RV Loader was updated a couple times, so despite all these problems I listed, none of them are deal breakers for me. The GBoy is easily my favorite console out of all the devices I own. I'm in love with this qubit electrical monstrosity. It has tons of games, all running beautifully in the palms of my hands. It was a bizarre journey and a lot of money to get this thing, but it was so worth it. I'm hoping it stands the test of time, and I can keep it alive for many years to come. If you enjoyed this video, I highly recommend looking into these DIY portables. There are tons of cool builds and videos on YouTube showing off these devices, and I have some favorites linked below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. So, this statement is a little bit outdated. I wrote the script and notes for this video a couple years ago, actually, and a certain device released that has since replaced the GBoy as my #1 handheld of choice. I still love my GBoy, and I don't plan to get rid of it. So my general thoughts in this video still stand, but this new device is well known, and will get its own video in due time. Just a little unscripted addendum here. My GBoy actually doesn't work anymore. That's why a lot of the footage you're seeing the GBoy is either powered off or it's older footage on like a crappy old white foldable table. What happened was, ever since this script was written, I haven't been playing the GBoy, so the batteries have undercharged, and I don't really have a way to fix them. They either need a special charger to get the batteries back to a usable charge, or just the batteries need to be replaced altogether. In this video, I mentioned that the GBoy was kind of replaced, and that's why this happened, and that's also why I haven't replaced the batteries just yet, or gotten them fixed. I plan to someday, but for now, just know that's why the GBoy is turned off in a lot of shots, and some of the shots are incredibly old. #1, Sterling Gavinsky, that's if I'm pronouncing that right. That is the lead singer of the Happy Alright, the music you've been hearing in the background. He gave me permission to use their music. I absolutely love this band, and they were also involved in this whole GBoy and portable Wii kind of thing going on. I heard their music originally in GmanModz video, and of course, absolutely huge special thanks to Shank. Talking to him in DMs a few times about the Happy Alright and just tips about this video. He was super awesome. Please go check out his videos. He makes incredible builds. He's a super cool guy. But he had the Happy Alright in his videos, and he gave me a lot of info about them, and also got me in contact with the lead singer Sterling. Just all around great band and all around great guys, Shank and Sterling. Some other special thanks go to Noah as well. Again, of course, since he sold me the GBoy and was also the lead moderator of BitBuilt. Huge props to him. Special thanks to G-Man for designing the GBoy itself, and just everybody mentioned in this video. Please, all the videos that I've linked in the description, and everybody that I've mentioned, please give them your support. They are all fantastic and make great stuff.